Okay, right, can. Okay, come back to this example here. Okay, right. So now, the function I give the first example here is very simple, right? It's very simple. Y equal to x. But the function that we are going to encounter later on is more complicated. So you want to create this x plus delta x and y plus delta y is more difficult. So I have to show you, right? But meanwhile, you remember there are four major steps. For every problem, there'll be these four major steps, lah, huh? Like you have told me earlier, right? Okay, right. Okay, so what is this problem? This problem is find the derived function for y equals to 2x minus 3. Now the problem is different from just now, right? So so I copy down this and I call it equation 1. Y equal to 2x minus 3. Y equal to 2x minus 3 and I call it equation 1. Now you see I have written down in red color. The y, you replace it with y plus delta y. The x, you replace it with x plus delta x. The 2 and the 3 is still there. So can you follow how to do the replacement? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So now after replacing, you can see how I replace them. So you just expand. Expand become y plus delta y. This one multiply in 2x. This one multiply in 2 delta x. Now I want to tell you something about this delta x. This delta x, the whole thing represent a small number. You don't go and separate them into delta as one variable and x as another variable. It is not like that. The whole thing, delta x, is the name of a small number. Is the name for someone. So don't separate the delta and the x. Okay or not? You have to treat them as a whole thing, delta x. So when I multiply in, it will be 2x. When I multiply in, it will be 2 delta x. Then the 3 is still there. Okay, so this is the second step. So the first step, sorry. Then the second step, you use this equation minus the equation 1. So when you minus, you will have y plus delta y minus y. Then this thing, 2x plus delta x minus 3, 2x plus delta x minus 3, minus this one. This one comes from where? This one comes from equation 1. This one comes from equation 1. So when the y and y cancel off, 2x and 2x cancel off. 3 plus 3, y plus 3, minus minus become plus. So negative 3 plus 3 also cancel off. So finally you are left with only 2 delta x. So delta y equals to 2 delta x. So stop here. Then we apply the step number 3. Step number 3, divide both sides of the equation by delta x. So this side divide by delta x, this side also divide by delta x. So on the left hand side we have delta y over delta x. On the right hand side, the delta x and delta x can cancel off. So you are left with 2. So we say that delta y over delta x is 2. Okay. Then what is dy dx? Dy dx from the definition is the limit of delta y and delta y over delta x as delta x approaches 0. So this delta y over delta x here, I replace with the 2 here. This 2 will substitute inside here. So the limit of 2. Limit of 2 is what? Limit of 2 is 2. So this number 2 here is my dy over dx, which I obtain using the first principle. Okay, so you compare this question with the 4 steps. Okay, the 4 steps that I've listed out. You go through inside your mind one more time and see whether you can follow or not. Cannot follow, then you ask. You just look at the solution and ask. So any question? No, no. Uneven can understand. Very good. Bagus, bagus. Okay. So can understand, huh? Okay. If you can understand, then I show you another example. This time is going to be more complicated. So you remember the 4 steps here, huh? And we use this 4 step apply to a more difficult problem, right? Okay, so now find the derived function for y equals to x squared minus 2x using the first principle. Okay, so first step, I copy down this equation exactly the same. I put here, then I call it equation 1. Second step, the y you have to replace with y plus delta y. The x here you replace with x plus delta x. So if the x is x squared, then it will be x plus delta x whole thing squared. Whole thing squared. Then here we have minus 2x. Then here we have minus 2 bracket x plus delta x. This one silap, I just type carefully. X plus delta x. So I replace the x here with x plus delta x. Now all the x that you replace, you put a bracket there. All the x that you replace with x plus delta x, you put a bracket there. Now, why put a bracket there? Now, if you put a bracket there, then you can expand, right? So this one, copy down the same, x plus delta x. How to expand, no? Do you know how to expand this or not? Anyone? One step, expand this one. This is what you learn in Form 2, I think. Form 2. Ken, what
Yes.
is the answer? What is the answer?
Teacher, for this,
Expand.
a square plus 2ab plus
Plus
b square.
b squared. Now, if this thing, if this thing is x plus delta x, sorry. Okay, if this thing is x plus delta x, I got no time to change it to delta lah. So you just assume that this is delta x. Then what do you think it will become? What do you think this one will become?
X square
X squared, correct?
plus 2x delta x.
Correct. So it will be x squared plus 2x delta x. This delta x, okay? This delta x, the whole thing is 1, is one value. You cannot separate the delta and the x, okay? Then plus,
Delta x square.
yes, correct, delta x squared, correct. So it will be delta x squared. So anyone cannot follow, leh? Do you know what is happening here? Anyone cannot follow? Can follow, then we go back here, right? So now this x plus delta x square is x square 2x delta x plus delta x square, delta x square. Then the minus 2 multiplied with x is minus 2x. Minus 2 multiplied with delta x is minus 2 delta x. Okay, so far can digest or not? Can go into your brain or not? I know what is going on. Huh? Can. Okay, very good. Can, then I continue with the second one. So the second step is you take equation 2 minus equation 1. So equation 2 is this one, no? Oh, this one. So y minus y is what? 0. Then you left with delta y. Left with delta y. So here x square minus x square cancel away already. So you are left with 2x delta x, because there's no 2x delta x in the first equation. So this one cannot cancel off. Then here, delta x square is delta x square, because there's no delta x square in the first equation. 2x, 2x and 2x can cancel away because there is 2x in the first equation. So this one, 2 delta x. 2 delta x. Now in general, all the terms that involve delta 1 cannot cancel off. All the terms that has no delta, they can cancel off. Okay or not? So you are left with all the terms involving the delta 1. Okay? So what is the next step then? After you minus equation 2 minus equation 1, what is the next step?
Divide with delta
Correct.
x.
Now, when you divide with delta x, can you do it mentally or not? Or you have to write out this divide delta x, divide delta x there. Do you need to write out like that? No need. You just do inside your head. Like just now here, equation 2 minus equation 1, all of them, the cancel off one, don't write already. You just write those that did not cancel off. So those that did not cancel off, they are all the delta. So you just copy down. Okay, do mentally lah. The part that can cancel off one, you do mentally. The part that remain behind, you write out. So similarly, when I divide this thing with delta x, delta y over delta x. Or this one divide by delta x. Now here got delta x. When you divide by delta x, you are left with 2x. Delta x square, you divide with delta x, you are left with 1 delta x. There are 2 delta x here, delta x times delta x. So you divide by delta x, 1 delta x left. Then here, 2 delta x divided by delta x, you are left with 2. You are left with 2. Then I arrange this thing in front. 2x minus 2, then plus delta x. Okay or not? So this is the third step. What is the final step? Find the limit. Now this time when you want to find the limit, the delta y or delta x is this whole thing, is this whole thing. So this whole thing you put inside here, put inside this. So it will be limit 2x minus 2 plus delta x. So you want to find the limit of this thing. So the limit of this thing, they say delta x is approaches 0. So this one will be 0. Now what is left behind? What is left behind is 2x minus 2. 2x minus 2. Okay, right. So this is the answer. This is your dy dx. Now, are we going to use this method to do differentiation? Teacher got teach in class already or not? Are we always going to use this method? No. Oh, there's a shortcut. The shortcut is the next lesson. So now, for the time being, if they ask you to use the first principle, then you know it has to involve delta y and delta x, and you have to do it using this method.
Teacher,
Yes.
can you repeat the last step?
Last step, this one. This one. Is it this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is dy dx? dy dx from the definition is the limit of delta y or delta x as delta x approaches 0. So the last step, if you want to find dy dx, you have to find the limit. Okay, now how to find dy dx? Find the limit. So in order to find the limit, you have to replace this delta y over delta x with the function that you have found out here, with the expression that you have found out here. So this expression, you substitute inside this delta y over delta x. So when you substitute the expression inside delta y over delta x, it's not complete yet. You have to make this expression, whenever you see delta x, you make the delta x 0. So here, this one is no delta x, this one got no delta x, this one delta x. So delta x, you make it 0. So when you make this thing 0, you are left with these two, 2x minus 2. So 2x minus 2. So this 2x minus 2 is dy over dx. No longer delta y over delta x, it's dy over dx. Now, again, coming back to what
Understand.
yes, anything? Huh? Yi Ying?
No, no, no.
No, okay.
No, no, no.
Never mind. Okay. Now, the question now is, they got asked this in the SPM or not? Yes, they asked before, right? But they don't ask every year one, like the limit and this first principle, they don't ask every year. Once in 2 or 3 years like that, they ask one time. Because there's so many things to ask. So they don't ask every year, right? Once in a while, they ask. You don't know whether end of this year they're going to ask or not. So you have to learn everything. Okay, right, so these are the 4 major steps. Only difference is you have to expose yourself to different type of functions, Yes, Ang you only use this method when they say first principle. If they didn't mention the word first principle, then don't trouble yourself to go and use this method. Don't. And unless you see the word or you hear the word first principle, then you use this method. Other than that, don't use this method. Okay, don't use it. Very often or not, they ask once in a few years, right? So now I'm going to expose you to another type of function, not inside your textbook one, not inside your textbook. So you see what type of function is it? Oh, this one like this. Find the derived function for y equals to 3 over x using the first principle. Oh, 3 over x. Wow. Now the x goes to the denominator already. Here, all the x is at the top there. Now the x is at the bottom. But your textbook don't have, textbook don't have. Old textbook they have, new textbook they don't have. So never mind. I copy down y equal to 3 over x. Y equals to 3 over x. Then I replace the x with x plus delta x. Y with y plus delta y. The x with x plus delta x. So now you see that the x plus delta x goes to the bottom, goes to the denominator. So this is the second step. So far okay or not? The first step okay or not?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Then the second step is to use the equation 2 minus equation 1. So equation 2 is y plus delta y. Equation 1 is y. That is on the left hand side. On the right hand side, we have 3 over x plus delta x minus 3 over x, minus 3 over x. Okay, this one, right? Now I ask you, do you know how to add these algebraic fractions together? Do you know how to add the algebraic fractions together? Do you know how to do this? What is this equal to? What is at the denominator? What is at the denominator? What is at the numerator? Do you know what I am writing here?
Don't know.
Do you know what I'm writing here? Hmm?
Um,
Okay or not? If you want to add these two or subtract these two fractions, you have to do it this way. Okay, right, you know. So you know, then we come back to here. So here we cross this thing. 3 multiplied by x, 3 multiplied by x, minus 3 multiplied by x plus delta x, 3 multiplied by x plus delta x. Then here, the bottom there, you don't expand. You just leave it in this form, in the bracket form. Don't expand, leave it in the bracket form. Then the top, you have to expand. When you expand, the 3x and the 3x will cancel off. Negative 3 multiplied with delta x is negative 3 delta x. Negative 3 delta x. Okay. So is this step here okay? This step here. Negative 3
teacher,
delta x over x bracket x plus delta x. Again, please don't expand this one. Okay, now we're going to divide both sides of this equation with delta x. So this one, delta y, I divide by delta x, become delta y over delta x. This one, divide by delta x, the delta x disappear, no more. So it becomes 3 over x bracket x plus delta x. Like that. Okay, now, so this is my delta y over delta x. So far, okay or not? The step number 3.
okay, teacher.
Okay, so now I'm going to find dy dx. dy dx, as usual, is the limit as delta x approaches 0. Limit of what? Limit of delta y over delta x. So this thing here, I substitute into this delta y over delta x. Okay, so it becomes like this. Limit of this thing as delta x approaches 0. Let me sub this one. Okay. Okay, so becomes like this. Now, why just now I asked you don't expand? This one is because delta x 0, then this one is 0. When this is 0, you are left with x multiplied with x. X multiplied with x is what? X squared. So the answer is negative 3 over x squared. So far, okay or not? Negative 3 over x squared, or maybe the negative you can put in front here. Negative you can put in front. Negative can put in front here. Negative. Okay. Looks nice like that. Okay. Can follow or not?
Teacher,
Yes.
for the what's this? For
Step
the
1,
for the
step
third
2,
step,
3, 4.
for
1,
the
2,
third step,
third
divide
step.
by the delta x.
Yes.
Why the um x bracket x plus delta x, the delta x not divided?
You divide one time only. I show you. Here. So let's say we have here 3y equals to 5, never mind, like that, okay, 3, then here is 2, here is 2, okay. Now if I want to divide by 3, divide by 3, how you divide? This side you divide by 3, what you get? This one you divide by 3, what you get?
I
Y. Y. This side you divide by 3, what you get?
1
1
over
over 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Right now, divide by 3. Now, if you divide the top by 3, the bottom also you divide by 3, then you are not
then
dividing.
teacher, if don't want to confuse means can do like because divide by 6, then I change to times 1 over 6. Because divide by 6 is 6 over 1. So if times mean with the balik the thing.
3 only, divide by 3 only. Don't correct lah, correct correct,
1
correct.
over
So here divide by 3 means what, no? Here divide by
just
3 means here divide by 3, okay. Where are we now? Okay, here. Here you divide by 3, right? Divide by 3. Then here you divide by 3, divide by 3, okay. So it means that you divide by 3 here, 3 here, then divide by 3 means multiply with 1 over 3,
1 over
1 over 3, 1 over 3, right? Okay, now? So when you divide, you don't do the same to the top and bottom. Only when you rationalize or when you want to find the limit, because you are doing it to one side of the equation, then you have to do top and bottom. If you are doing to both sides of the equation, it's balanced already. If both sides of the equation you do one time here, one time here, but if you do one side of the equation, then you do one at the top, one at the bottom. Do you know when you want to divide one time and one when you want to divide top and bottom? If you divide both sides, then you do one time. But if you only divide one side, then the top and bottom also you have to divide. Is that okay? Li Ying?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
so it depends on whether you are doing on both sides of the equation or you are doing on one side of the equation. If you are doing on one side of the equation, then you have to do top and bottom. If you are going to do on both sides of the equation, you just do one time only. One on the left, one on the right. Okay, so coming back to this, okay, this one okay, any other girls got question to ask? Sarah, you didn't show me your face yet. Where's your face, Sarah? So Sarah gone to sing the song. Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. Okay, so if you have no question, other girls no question, then we stop here. I want to show you the homework. This one. Homework is this. Page 37, self-exercise 2.2, formative exercise 2.1.
Teacher,
Yes.
for the question on the textbook, their function is they give y equal to f bracket x. It's also same with what is that? It also means y equal to x like teacher teach.
Wait, let me see where is how to change the sharing one. How to change the sharing to a new share. Okay, so the textbook is here, right? So what is it? Which page you want to ask?
Yeah, this page.
This
They
page, okay.
give following function y equal to fx.
Which number?
Self exercise 2.2, number 1.
Number 1, okay. Find dy dx. This is not delta y delta x. Huh? Find dy dx by using the first principle. For each of the following functions, y equals to fx. So what is your question?
The y equal to fx.
Y equal to fx.
So
Now y equal to fx is referring to this, all this y equal to x, y equal to 5x, y equal to 4x, like that. The
okay, okay, teacher.
fx depends on the question here. Different
Okay,
question will have different fx.
okay.
Then, any more?
Now,
No. No, then we stop here. Remember the homework, I've already shown. So you've forgotten this one is the homework, 2 page 37, page 37, 2.2, 2.1. Okay, then we stop here. We stop here. Chen Tong next week ask Sarah to use her own computer. Okay, right. So we end here. Thank you.